Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, B Funk, out here in my church clothes, about to go to church. But I got a lesson I want to give it to you before I do what I do, but I got to take care of you. So let's go. Rightism, 25 rule to live by. Storytelling, story with a message, message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's get this party started. Right thinking, mission, and I'm on it. Even on Sunday, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, that's what I'm on, is to get all my right thinkers to know thyself. Your goal as a right thinker is to tune in, get the lessons, use them, and know thyself. I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they even know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe that they think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yacht be true. I switched up in the book. I got a nice little lesson for you. The title is Introduction to She Taught Netta. Okay. This was the introduction. I don't know how I got past this, but it's a good breakdown. The philosophy and introduction to Neterianism. Okay, the religion of our ancient Africa. That's where we got it from. That's why I went and got it, learned it. Now I'm teaching it to you. Let's go. She taught Netta. There you go. AKA right thinking philosophy is the name of our ancient African term that most likely you have heard translated as what? Egyptian mystery system. To all those who invaded us, who came and conquered us, didn't know what we was doing, so they called it the mystery system. Okay, to them it was a mystery. Let's go. But you probably know the Egyptian mysteries is something that was practiced in Kemet, aka ancient Egypt. Now, in general, they call it Orthodox Western culture. It is often related as something mysterious. Mhm. We just come out of the age of Pisces. Everything was mysterious for 2,500 years. We in the age of Aquarius. Now we in the information age. So if you were doing something mysteriously or under, you might get caught out there. A lot of that going on now. But another problem I got with the information age, all information ain't good information. Moving on. As a teacher, I got some problem with this stuff I see and hear, but they call it information. Moving on. But sometimes what? Where we at? Where we at? Okay. And commit. Now, in general, Orthodox Western culture, it is often related as something mysterious. Watch this. Something occult. Something shrouded in what? History or mystery and darkness. They try to make it like it's people are oftentimes told that they should what? Shy away from it or they should fear it. Why? This is one of the great hoaxes, right? That have been perpetrated on ancient Egyptian spirituality and the African culture as a whole. Whatever spiritual concepts that we present, it's all voodoo, ooh. Everything to them is ooh, but their stuff ain't ooh. Moving on, just put it out there. But the importance of African philosophy is what? It is not only an African culture in Africa, but African culture outside of Africa. Why? The latter relating to all humanity in a larger sense. Most people in the world are following a spiritual tradition, aka belief system, religion, and their philosophies in ways what that are leading, here you go, are leading them into what? You ready? Instead of leading them into light, they lead them into ignorance, darkness, stress, and strife. That means the religion that you're practicing don't work. Either you're misunderstanding it, you misunderstood it to practice the misunderstanding, and that's why it don't work. Moving on. Those are what? Not humanistic traditions. What are they? Traditions that are based on truth and universal spirituality. That's ancient Egyptian way. We need to rectify this. Firstly, this philosophy is for all people. Our known Commission scripture states this point. Shita Netta, aka Right Thing Philosophy, which is the Egyptian mysteries, is a universal teaching to what? Improve life and promote peace and prosperity for all humanity. It don't pick and just say the black people. It don't pick and just say African people. Truth works for everybody across the board, hence universal. Let's go. All people are part of what? The human family. It ain't but one race. If we got that understanding, we would treat each other like what? Brothers and sisters, cousins, uncles, and aunts, whatever. But we would be respectful and mindful of each other. You say Black Lives Matter. Who's the biggest perpetrator of taking Black lives? Black people. What? Stop. Let's talk about us. We always want to change the focus. When a guilty person, an egoistic guilty person, the first thing they're gonna do is shift the blame. They ain't gonna never take it. So let's stop with them people. Okay? Don't even give them a voice. Okay, I'm sorry, but okay. Why? All people are part of the human family spiritually. Why? The same spirit that's in me, that's in you, that's in all of us. Nature in the whole nine. So it don't discriminate, but we do. Genetics has shown that, listening, genetics has shown all human beings, regardless of its ancestry, if it's from Africa, Asia, Europe, or the Americas in more recent times, all originated from Africa. Some people don't like that idea. Don't care. It is what it is. So all that, why you don't like it, they ain't gonna concern me. It is what it is. It's the fact. Moving on. So therefore, all human beings are Africans, sharing in the legacy and the heritage of Africa. That works for everybody. That philosophy works for everybody. This fact as well, what this fact was well recognized where in ancient times. So therefore, what? Neterians do not support any form. Again, right thing philosophy, Neterian do not support any form of racism, sexism, or the notion of what? Superiority of any individual, gender, or group of human beings anywhere. Some things are self-explanatory. If you can express it, explain it, and live it, that's the proof. Next page. So this study right here is to serve as an introduction. I should have done this a long time ago to Neterian religion and African spirituality and this culture. Why? Because it will be presenting information, useful information, not previously addressed in detail in our previous books. This is some new information, and specifically will be what? Addressing the principles of Neterian religion and African spirituality. They asked the question. Right here, I like this. I gotta show you this one. See them bold letters? They tell you what we are not. Just in case, excuse me, you wasn't sure. Let me break it down for you. Right thinkers, Neterians, we are who we are. Excuse me, who are we? We're not the Fakawi, but who are we? We're not a church. We're not a cult. We're not some new age spirituality revolution. None of that. I'm teaching ancient Egyptian concept, so ain't nothing new about this. We're not a Masonic order, etc. You see where I'm going at this? We are, and pay attention, we're going to tell you who we are. We are Commission African Religion, and we have two schools, Sema Institute, and we have the She-Taught Netta of Aset Temple, okay? A temple of She-Taught Netta, excuse me. And each one of them temples, each one of them facilities, tell you what they do. We have Sema University, and at that university, they offers you a bachelor's degree program. We have a bookstore. Order your books, that's what I use. Order your tapes, order from there, and the videos. I use YouTube for that, but you can get your own. All you gotta do is order them, and you can get the information. The next side, the temple of She-Taught Netta of Aset, they have priesthood. They offer priesthood, spiritual counseling, initiations, my favorite, and spiritual worship programs. Again, offer you different concepts or different views, whatever fits your likings. We have an option. There's always options. If you just got one thing, you ain't got nothing. Moving on. Let me read through this. So let's begin here. With who are we? It's a good start. What is the Sema Institute all about? There you go. What is Neterianism? Is it a philosophy, a school, a cult, or a religious program? What is it? Calm down, relax. We're getting there. All right. Patience, grasshopper. If you're going to class to study Neterian right thing philosophy, you go out into what? The street, and someone asks you, if you're right thinking, what's this? What are you up to? You go to this place for a couple of hours. What are you doing over there? What you doing up in there? Something mysterious? Okay? Something wild? Something demonic? Or something crazy? See, these is people's imagination. And when they don't know something, they don't want to ask. They don't want to inquire. They're going to make up. Moving on. So this is what they're all about. So what is it that you are doing? Curiosity. What are you going to tell them? Right, thinkers? I am in a cult, or I am doing some secret philosophy. Neterianism is not a church. Neterianism is not a cult. Neterianism, right thing philosophy, is not a new age spirituality. Trying to put all the spirits together and trying to say, oh, we are all one. That ain't what Neterianism is about. New age spirituality is what? Is really a reaction to what? To the opposition of what? Orthodox religion. It happens all the time. I remember when Christianity was the new wave religion, moving on, and an attempt to what? To move away from religion altogether. Uh-oh. Thus, it is not an authentic spiritual movement, but in a sense, more like a new form of limited religious practice. Again, if it's practice, you call it religion. Why? Because it's being done regular. Has its rituals and everything else. It's like religion. True religion, here you go. True religion, authentic, which is the authentic spiritual movement. And I tell you, I respect religion because I know the purpose of it. I know the definition of it. True religion, authentic spiritual movement, which is also like yoga practice, is a process, again, that leads you through, again, I told you this lesson, 3 steps: the myth, the ritual, and the mysticism. The mysticism is the what? The experience that you get once you do the things you do, and the kundalini will rise. That's what happens automatically. But if you don't put it in there, it won't happen. So we got to put the work in. Okay? You can read all you want. You can think all you want, but it takes work to activate the serpent kundalini. But watch this. In a sense, we're at religion altogether, but this is not an authentic spiritual movement, but in a sense, it's more like a new form of limited religious practice. Spirituality with what? education, with knowledge informing you. Watch this. So you got true religion. If one's religion, listen to me, if one's religion does not have 3 steps, then one is not practicing true religion. First of all, if a religion has a myth and its followers practice the ritual, okay, Christians, relating to that myth, if that is the extent of that religion, guess what? Only containing dogma and stories in which its followers must have faith, then that religion is what? Not reaching the mystical level. It's just the first 2 levels, the story and the ritual. A lot of Christians fall victim to that. Watch this. They don't reach the mystical level, which is the third level of what? Oneness with what? Creation, God. That's the purpose of religion. So if it ain't doing that, it ain't fulfilling its purpose. Moving on. Such a religion stays at what? A level of what? Ritual, dogma. And it leads, here you go, this is the problem. It leads to what? Conflict what? With other religions. That's why they don't get along with nobody. They have different rituals, each fighting with the other over which is the what? Holiest. Ain't that some nonsense? My God, big, your God. I got the high God. And watch this, or true ritual. Why? Which is the only true myth. This is a source of strife between religions. If y'all suffering strife, I don't need to be part of that. Neterianism, we don't have that problem. Moving on. Practicing Neterianism means that one is practicing Commission African religion. That is how you can define it if you choose to. And there are 2 branches to our organization. One is the Sema Institute. I just broke that down for you, what they do there. And under this branch, we have the Sema University, where we now have what? An associated degree program for advanced education in spirituality. We got a bookstore, we got audio tapes, video tapes for sale, everything that relates to what? The academic educational aspect of the Sema Institute. Moving on. Secondly, we have a temple, I just told that, of who? Shitat Netta, Temple of Aset. What they do there, what they have there. This includes everything related to priesthood, spiritual counseling, initiations, and spiritual workshop programs. I want you to understand, right thinkers, in this way so that you can realize that the teachings can be approached as a philosophy of life. Again, a way of life, not a religion, a spiritual philosophy, or as a religion, if you choose, again, with the practice, a spiritual religious process. So when what? When somebody asks you, what are you practicing? And how will you answer? Now you ready? What would a person practicing Yoruba religion say if asked this question? What would a person practicing Voodoo, say if asked this question? They would respond, I am practicing African religion, or I am practicing Yoruba. Thus, if you choose to join the practice, you can say what? I am practicing Neterians or right thinker philosophy. I'm a right thinker. It is very important for you, first of all, to realize this term, she talk netta. It comes directly from the scripture of our ancient African, from the Medu Netta, the original writings itself. It is not made up. It's not a made up term. It ain't no. It is not a fabricated term for modern times. It is a actual term, like Nihas. The term Neterianism is derived from, again, the term Shita Netta. Neterianism means what? That it relates to the Netta. And who is the Netta? We will discuss this shortly. We can get to that, but let me take this quick lesson to introduce you to Shitat Netta and Neterianism. In ancient times, Shitat Netta, watch this, was practiced where? in the land that we currently in modern times call Egypt, but the African name we called it was Kemet. However, winding down, see the clock, it must be clearly understood that what in Neterian theology, there are two kinds of mysteries. You got the lower and you got the higher. Trust me, pay attention. The lower mysteries are what you call worldlies. Worldly, excuse me. That means you got practical branches of learning in the areas that help what human beings to improve their lives and learn about the world around them. The lower mysteries offer limited insight. Why? Because they only use physical, empirical meanings for the researchers. Watch this. What that mean? Example. Okay. Yeah. Example of the lower mysteries include, you ready? Mechanics. We used to have these in school. These is craft skills that you can learn to be what? Just live in society. A mechanic, engineering, astronomy, literature, mathematics, physiology, etc. These is all things that was taught from the ancients. They learned that, and that was to them that was lower. Why? Because they got something else. Here you go. The higher mysteries are what? The disciplines. There we go. And what? Sciences. Science don't go with religion. Oh, science proves religion. So spare me that nonsense. And what happens? That promote what? Insight into what? The nature of who? Self. And the revelation of what? The mysteries of life. Everybody looking for the secret to life. They want to know the secret, the mysteries of life. But the mysteries also of what? The universe. The higher mysteries answer questions such as, you ready? Who am I? Where did I come from? Why am I even here? And some people have those questions and they rightfully should. And another one, what is life? What or who is God? These are all questions that if you're a conscious person will have to ask, etc. Go on and on. But watch this. This book does not deal with the lower mysteries. First of all, we're beyond that. However, we have certain knowledge of the lower mysteries, which is necessary to what? To pursue the higher mysteries. You can't get to the third floor without going to the first and second. Understand that. So one could not study what? Mysteries if one did not or could not what? Understand a certain level of what? You got mathematics, I just gave you 7 liberal arts. Mathematics, language, etc. Why? Because a certain level of maturity and stability and intellectual capacity to comprehend are necessary to what? Pursue the higher spiritual attainment. You can just be an ordinary person and survive with the lower level. Again, you can survive off it. It ain't no disgrace about being a mechanic. Ain't no disgrace. Remember, I don't want to do that. Garbage man. Those are good paying jobs. Now, none of those jobs are available. Now they got machines doing them. AI is coming. Be careful. AI is coming. I'm just saying, putting it out there. But here we go. The crafts that we was taught, that we just took for granted, the AI is doing them now that we thought was useless and meaningless. I ain't got a problem with that. Moving on. So think about that. Now, but if everybody ain't built to go to high school and graduate and go to college, and go higher education. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody ain't got to go get the higher degrees. Understand that. Now, but watch this. Where we at? Okay, here you go. Entertainment. Okay. Now, in the lower mysteries, they provide what? The foundation. That's the starting point. Again, you can't get to the third floor and bypass the first and second. By being proficient, again, as a Masonic Mason educator, dean of instruction, you was not going to get your second degree if you wasn't proficient in the first. So, being proficient in one of the lower and the first mysteries, you can now get what? A reasonable, well-paying job. Again, high school diploma gets you civil service job, whatever. But watch this. But to be able to pay your bills and survive, then you can also afford what? Now you can buy what? Spiritual books. To what? Read them and what happened? Then reflect on their meaning, stability, and financial capacity gained from being what? Proficient in your lower mysteries, meaning your job, allows you to what? Now think without the pressure of what? Financial burdens. Bird in the hand, worth every bird in that bush. Why? If you got this, you can go get something else. But if you let it go, think you can get more, always hold on what you got. Okay. Now, when you purchase the materials necessary for this practice, you will visit a spiritual center. You will confer with spiritual teachers, etc. Now you what? You raise your conscious level by what? Doing the work and proceeding along as you're supposed to. Get help, get the assistance, and put the work in. So this book is for what? Those who are what? Claim to be ready and able to pursue what? The higher mysteries of life and the mystical, metaphysical disciplines that lead to attaining your transcendental consciousness, aka enlightenment of what? The great, called the great spiritual awakening, or in my favorite term, know thyself. That's the lesson. Hope you understood it. Now you know what Shita Netta, you know if you're Neterianism, you know what you're practicing. We can make it easy, close right thinkers. And right thinkers in closing, may I always tell you, may all you right thinkers live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know right thinker like you have passed away.